Our onboarding process has a huge impact on our clients' overall experience. This is the point where our collaboration begins. Depending on your processes, it's also the point where your client has just invested a reasonable sum on the promise of receiving their desired outcome. Now that's really exciting, but it's also the point where doubts can creep in and our clients are extra vulnerable to experiencing buyer's remorse. By creating a frictionless and enjoyable onboarding experience, we can reassure our clients that they've made the best possible decision, manage expectations, and ultimately set the relationship up for long-term success. Now you might be thinking, I get all that, but what exactly does a good onboarding experience look like? Without some kind of frame of reference, how can we go about creating our own? Great question. Every business is different, but what I thought I could do today is share my onboarding process with you. So if you are looking for a starting point, this might be a helpful resource. Now, as I go through this process, I'm also sharing the templates, the exact templates that I use in my own business. So if you want to follow along, you can grab those templates in the description below. Before we dive into the onboarding process itself, let's also talk about some of the prerequisites to onboarding. So these are steps that would have already been completed before onboarding begins. In my business, that looks like a project inquiry being completed. Step 2 is a 20-minute sales call, and on that call, there would have been some kind of verbal agreement. Step 3 is sending a proposal that would have been sent and signed. And then step 4 is the initial invoice would have been sent and paid. I charge 50% upfront and then 50% plus any additional costs at the end. Now, if you want me to dive into any more of those steps, just let me know in the comments below and I'll make it happen. Now, once I've checked all those boxes, onboarding can begin. And for me, that's a 3-step process. 1, client portal setup. 2, record a personalized video for the client. And step 3, send the client access to their portal. So let's look at step 1, client portal setup. This usually takes me 5 minutes, and that's because I've already got a client portal set up within my projects database. So I can just click a button and it's automatically going to apply a new pre-configured client portal based on the service that the client has signed up for. Then all I have to do is go in and customize it to the client. Typically, this involves changing the cover out and the icon so it's a more personalized branded feel. I'll add a little welcome message and I'll change out the project dates. My process is the same each time, but if there's any small tweaks that I need to make, I'll also make those in this step as well. Now, I've shared my client portal as a free template on this channel before. I've included it in the description. If you access it, a tutorial is included in there on how to set up and use the portal. So if you want to adopt the same thing, you can go ahead and do so. Moving on to step 2. I like to record a personalized welcome video that sits in the client portal. I record this using Loom and it roughly takes me 5 to 10 minutes. Now, I could completely skip this step and create a generalized video. I just like to take the time to make a personalized one because I think it adds to the overall experience. I think it makes it more engaging, and I feel like that extra effort does make a difference. Now, whenever I've shared this step before, I'm always asked what I include in that video or how to create a welcome video. So what I've done is I've recorded one for us to go through now so you can see exactly how I do it, and you can either copy it verbatim or again, you can customize it and make it your own. Hi, client name. Welcome to your client portal. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how it works, where to find everything, and our next steps moving forward. So you'll see here when you log in, this video will appear on the left-hand side. On the right, we have an overview of your project, so our start date, our projected completion date, and an overview of our progress. Underneath that, we have a direct link to our Zoom meeting room. So whenever we have a call, you can just click on that and be taken directly to our Zoom meeting room. Underneath that, we have a help and support section. So we mentioned during our discovery call, we like to manage all of our client communications and all of our chats in Notion. This means we have a central location to store everything relating to our project, and we don't have to worry about anything getting lost or going back and forth through email. So to add a new message anytime, just click on New. You'll see it opens up into a new message. You can click on Open in Sidepeak, and that will open up. Now you can open this up into a full page if you prefer, or you can use this toggle to adjust the width of this page. So you can give this a new subject line if you want. You can add the date. There's two ways that you can leave a message. If you just want to make a quick comment, you can click in here and tag my name. And then you would write your message, attach any files, and then click send here. And that will give me a notification letting me know there is a message in here that I need to respond to. Now, if it's a longer message and you want to attach specific media, you can use this page here. And then once you're done, just hit send message. It will ask you to confirm. You'll see a success message. And again, I will be tagged. You'll see here it tags me and says it needs review. It will automatically add the date in here as well. And then when I'm ready to come in and respond, I'll do the same thing. I'll just come in here and I'll tag you. And when you need to review something, I'll tag it as client action required. And that's how we'll keep track of all of our communications. So you can send a message anytime and I will respond as soon as possible. Then underneath that, we have all of our project management steps. So you'll see here our project inquiry is complete. You can view your project proposal here at any time. And then we have your invoices too, so you can click in and see and download those. Then the next step is to go forward with our strategy assessment and then booking our strategy session. So consider this a little bit like homework. You can just open this up and go through all of the steps, and filling this in ahead of time just helps us make the most of our time on our strategy call. You can book that strategy call here just by scrolling down, and you will see my schedule here. Just book a time that is convenient. If not, you can add a comment on any page letting me know and we'll figure something out. Now, it's not compulsory to fill this out before our call, but it is helpful of making the most of our time together and ensuring that we've covered all bases so that during that call, we're ready to take on the finer details and making sure we have access to everything. It all is set up so that we can move on to next step, which is sitemap design. Again, you can go through any of these steps at any time. If you have any questions at all, message me either through your client portal, or if you're having any trouble at all, just email me, name@domain.com, and I will be delighted to help. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to get started on your project. Okay, so that was a rough-ish draft. I felt the pressure it being a video, but that's how it goes. Now, as mentioned in the video, step 3 is to send the client access to their portal. To do this, I just come up to the top of the portal, hit share, and I invite my client or clients as guests. And for my portal, I do require them to upload and edit content, so I give them can edit access. If I was just sharing the steps and only required their comments, I could provide can comment access. Now, in addition to sending that invite via Notion, I'll also follow up with an email walking them through those next steps and how to access their portal. Once the client accesses the portal, all the project steps are already in there, pre-configured. They've got instructions, all the information they need, and all the information we need to complete each task. I love this because it means that I don't have to remember to do anything. I can stay on top of my game without having to manually go through and do each step each time. Frees up my creative space and allows me to focus my attention on the client rather than on the process itself. Now, it's also worth noting here that from this point, all client communications are managed within the Notion client portal. No more back and forth through email. Woohoo! We're working asynchronously, so clients can add comments or send messages anytime. And I find this works really well because it removes the formalities of email. It also means you can add a comment to the section or area that we're working on versus just generalized back and forth. If I need to record a loom, I can just pop that in there, and everything is in one space. So we're not searching for things, trying to find things in different folders, searching through email, etc. It's just a lot easier to manage it in one space. If you'd like to see the invite I send via Notion as well as the follow-up email, I have included those templates in the description as well. Now, those are my 3 steps, but let's talk about what happens next. We move from the onboarding stage to delivery and fulfillment, and that looks like filling out a business audit and then jumping on a strategy call. And the reason I mention this is because one of the first questions I ask on that strategy call is, how did you find the onboarding experience? Now, not only is this incredibly valuable for improving the onboarding experience in general, but it offers me so many insights in how I can improve this specific client's experience. Maybe I will tweak my communication style or adjust my check-in points depending on their preferences. As you can see, I rely heavily on templates to execute this process. I think this is where they provide the most value and support to us as business owners and operators. They allow us to optimize on speed, making sure we're right there guiding our clients before they experience those doubts. And we're able to do so without compromising on quality or consistency. One concern I do hear around templates is that they remove the personalized experience. I've not found that to be true. In fact, I think they improve it. And that's because they free up our time and attention that can then be focused on interacting and taking care of our clients and our deliverables rather than working on manually following each step in the process. These 3 steps take me roughly 20 minutes to complete each time, and the majority of that is recording the personalized welcome video. That could only be possible by implementing templates and having everything pre-configured, not just for the onboarding stage, but for the entire project. It does require a little bit of work up front configuring it, but once it's done, you're set. It's just about tweaking and making improvements. Not only can this be a more enjoyable experience for the client, I find it's a more enjoyable experience for me too. And maybe for you as well, if you found value in this video. If you have, be sure to grab those templates below and share a comment to let me know what you think. I love chatting here with you. And if you like this video, there's a good chance this one's also going to help you in this process too.